Hey everyone, it's Juno with Detour Shirts. In this video, I wanted to talk about the 31 plus designs that I made in January. So I'm doing this design with Detour every month for the year of 2024, and these are my January designs that I'm going to show you in this video. I'm going to show you all my designs in Affinity Designer so you can see each day what I did. I'm also going to show you how I came up with prompts in ChatGPT and StickerWiz, and I'm also going to show you some of my processes and the things that I've learned while doing this. So I have 6 different tips and tricks in this video that I've learned through this month, and I want to share them with you, and I think they can help you create better designs and help you in print on demand as a whole. So let's get into Affinity Designer first, and then I'll show you all my designs and go from there. All right, so here we are on Affinity Designer. I put this all together. All of these are different artboards, and these aren't my files that I actually made the design in. These are the files that I've put them together so that I can use them as posts for social media. So let me show you my prompts here. So these are the design prompts that you can get on my website. I also post them on social media as well, but if you go to Detour Shirts and download, you'll see this one. You'll also see one for February that I'm working on right now. I'm going to start with banana and end with T here, so you can see banana, flag, and so on. So I'm just going to not say all of them. I'll just show you all of them. But you'll notice that I do 2 designs. I do one that's just the design by itself, and eventually later in the month I'll put a t-shirt over here you'll see with my name, but originally it just started with the design here. And then this one is I'll zoom in on one of these. These mock-ups are made on Playset, done super easy. I have tutorials online how to do it, but then I put some branding here with my name, Detour Shirts, at Detour Shirts, and then what day it was. So let me show you some of these other designs. And I just want to show you this to show you how easy it is to create lots of designs within 1 month. If you do a design a day, that's what this looks like. This is a design a day, creating all of these designs. Now you can see a lot of them focus around kind of my style because I like cartoony, kawaii stuff, but not all of them are there. Most of them are, but this Colorado one I kind of took a different turn because I think when you're on print on demand, you want to try, if you don't know what style works for you, you want to try different ones. So I'm trying this one to see if this catches on, then I can do other ones, right? Like it. So here's some more. I tried to do some for some holidays coming up with St. Patrick's Day, right? Mardi Gras and stuff like that. But also some evergreen designs like theater and just funny sayings. This one's for Easter, right? And lastly here, to round out, ending with T, you can see there. So this is what it looks like if you have 31 designs. Well, I kind of multiplied it by 2. But then as I was doing those, I also did some of these, right? Because Pi Day was one of them. I think milk was another one. So I had some other extra design elements. So why not make some more designs here? And this one, I really like how this one turned out, the monster truck. So again, these are not my files, but I can show you some of my files and we'll come back to some of these. But you can see this is what my file is, and kind of the Colorado one actually did multiple ones. So you can see this is actually text. So if I can get I'll take out the washed thing, and you can see this is text. I can change it to whatever I want. So maybe it's not Wyoming, maybe it's Texas, right? Or something like that. So these are my editable files where I can come in here and change it up. I also have this one here, for example. They don't all start like as the finished product. Sometimes I have different words that I want to try, different backgrounds, and I just keep them on there until I come up with the final product. And here again, had some elements here. It started off looking like this, and then it ended up, looking like this at the end. And I tried different words and stuff, and I think Amazon is a good place to try different things. I don't think Redbubble or TeePublic is a place to try all these different sayings and all these, because it looks very spammy. They don't like that. But I think on Amazon you can. So pick one. If you're going to put them on Redbubble or TeePublic or something like that, I would just pick one, and I picked this one to put on Redbubble, but these other ones will go on Amazon because they handle that. And here's another one, Big Whale, Everything Will Be Alright. So you can see these are texts that I can edit and change it to whatever I need. So pretty cool. So the next thing I want to show you is how I start. So how I start is with ChatGPT, and I'll show you some of the prompts that I use there and how many prompts I actually do for each subject, each topic a day. All right, so here we are on ChatGPT, chat.openai.com. You can just type in ChatGPT in Google and you'll find this. I am using a paid plan, which is $20 a month. I'm not sure how much, if it's different using a free plan, if the results are going to be different, but I know I was going to be using it a lot every day, multiple times a day, so I decided to pay for that. So one of the things that I really like doing, and I shared this in my other video, is to use Sticker Whiz, and that's just because when I use that, I click on here and you can see it just knows that it's going to do a kind of a cartoony style sticker with a white outline. I don't have to say use white background, put a white outline around it, all that stuff. It's automatic in here. And you can do really, really simple prompts in ChatGPT, and I'll show you some of them. I'll show you first of all the prompts that I did. You can see each one of these is a kind of a different day. So you can see, kind of looking at these, what I did. So for my Nevada designs, this was the one right here. For my wizard designs and so on. So let me see. Here's a good one for theater. So I'm going to go all the way up here so you can see. So the prompt was theater, and it's really tough to think about because I'm not from the theater. So I had to think, can see really easy prompts at first. The iconic theater mass, which it did. And then I decided to say, well, I wanted more of an icon than kind of all that detail. And you can see how many prompts I actually did for theater. So I did this one and that one. And some of these I actually shared, but I only share 4 of them. But it actually takes me a bunch of prompts. Like that was my first corgi, but I didn't like it. And there was my second one. And I had to say a cute corgi, right? And then it actually made the one that I was going to use. So you can see I do a lot of prompts before I get the one that I actually want. So let's see another one. Here's my gumbo trail here, or list of prompts that I want to show you. So you can see it takes a long time. So I didn't share a lot of these online and social media, but you can see cat eating gumbo, really simple prompt, but it didn't show what I liked. But all my prompts start off really simple. I don't do anything that hard, but I'm trying different things, right? I tried a person, I tried Mardi Gras stuff, I tried just the pot, then I tried this with the with that, and I didn't like that one because it wasn't cartoony, and so on. So you can see all those. So tip number 1 is try lots and lots of prompts. Don't just stop at 1 or try 2 or 3. You can see before I got the one that I wanted right here, it took me a long time. And so one of the things that I did was sometimes I used the prompt that I liked. So you can see this prompt is longer because I actually took this one right here and I opened it up and used that and kind of modified that prompt and came back. And it still didn't give me what I wanted. But the nice thing about ChatGPT is this was close. So then I just said, yes, but the taller pot and make it more kawaii, right? I liked it, but I wanted it more cartoony, more kawaii to fit my style, and a taller pot because I want the tall rectangle shape. And there you go. So I got this one, and that's the one I ended up using. So again, you're going to have to try lots and lots of different prompts, which is why I decided to pay for it, because I knew every day I was going to do probably 10 to 20 prompts here, and that's kind of what it takes for you to find something good. So my tip number 2 is sometimes pixels are better than vectors. And let me show you when I would switch. So one of my videos that I showed is converting everything to vectors with Vectorizer AI. And I know that's not free anymore and you can use other vector spots. I have another video showing how you can vectorize stuff. But the things I would vector are very clean designs with lines. You can see the definition between that color and that color is pretty obvious, right? There's not a lot of gradients, so this would be a good one for a vectorized version of this sticker. And the nice thing about vectorized versions is you can click it and change the color and things like that. It's just more flexible and scalable and all of that thing. But there could be designs and like this one, where it's got lots of gradients and things, and when you vectorize this, you might lose some of that. And so this might be a good candidate to upscale your design, where you can go in and just make it bigger and fit the size that you need and not actually vectorize the thing. And so that's what I did with this one. Here you can see all of these are my whale one, and I ended up going with this one. So even though this one probably would work with a vectorizer, I wanted to try it because it had some gradients. You can see it's darker here and got lighter here, and I didn't want to lose that and have it all patchy with vectorizing it. So I went in and I actually upscaled it, and I'll show you some of the techniques I use for upscaling. We're going to Pixel Cut, and I'll show you how that works. It's totally free, but there are some limitations, so I wanted to show you what that does. So I'm going to download this, and I'll show you what I have to do in Pixel Cut to make it work. So a tip and trick for Pixel Cut, what I want to share with you is trying to size down your design to size it up. Well, let me show you what I mean. So here we are in Pixel Cut, and we're gonna log in. You sign in with your name and email, but it doesn't cost anything. It's totally free. So I'm already logged in. I'm gonna use this upscaler right here, and I'm gonna drag in that whale design that we said. So by default, this whale design is 1024 by 1024. So you'll notice there's a 2x and a 4x. So 1024 times 2 is 2048, right? But what we needed, the size is, we need it at least, in the 4,000 range, because it's 4,500 by 5,400 is what we need. So we need it closer to 4,500, and this is going to only get us halfway. So if we did 4, you'll notice it says upgrade to Pixel Cut to upscale image larger than 4,000. So 4,000 is the limit, which is big enough, just slightly big enough to fit. So, but I have to make this, to make it work, I have to make this 2,000 instead of 4,000, because 2,000 times 2 is 4,000. So here's my tip and trick. I'm going to download this, and then I'm going to size it down to 2000 with Photo P or Affinity Photo or Photoshop, whatever you got. Size it down to 2000, then bring it back so that I can size it up to 4000. Let me show you how to do that. So I'll download this right here at 2048, and then we'll bring it back in as a 2000. All right, so here we are on Affinity Photo. And what we're gonna do is something really quick. I'm just gonna size this down, first of all, with this right here. This is my crop tool, and I'm gonna crop out the things I don't need. So I can crop it down really right here, and that's just to maximize what I need to do. So I can come in here and go even up to that white line, because we don't need that white line right there. In fact, we could erase it if we do this eraser tool right here. I'm gonna make this big enough. I'm gonna just parentheses button right here to make the brush bigger, and I can just come in here and erase some of these things, right? So I can erase that, and I can make this bigger, brush bigger, and I may do a tutorial on how to do this, but we're going to erase all of these eventually, right? But what I wanted to do is just make sure that I have it at this right size. So let me do that, and I'll come right back. All right, so I successfully erased everything. Everything's white, and I'm going to save this as, let's see, as the right size. So I'm going to export this. I'll go to File, Export. Let's see what it's at. So it's almost at 2000, which is great. And I don't want to up it to 2000. We never want to bump it up because of the pixels. We always want to go down. So I'm going to leave it at this. I think this is pretty good. I'm going to export it, and then we're going to bring it back into Pixel Cut and make it bigger. Now we're back on Pixel Cut. I'm going to drag in this thing that we did, the almost 2000 by 2000. You can see it's going to 2x it, and we should get really close to 4000 now without going over. You never want to go over 4,000. You can see right there, 3,700. Now I could do it again and then size it down and just try and play with it until it gets actually to 4,000, but I think this is close enough. And you can see perfect. Oh, we forgot this right here, but we'll erase that. What we want to do after is erase this background. You can go back into Affinity Photo or Photo P, click on the white, and just totally get rid of it. Now, there is another place online that you can upscale for free, and that is, well, there's a bunch of them, but one of the other ones is DGB LOL. The reason I didn't go there is it can take a long time. Sometimes it takes up to 10 minutes, and doing this method can actually be faster for me. You can see how fast it upscaled this one in seconds. And I can go into Affinity Photo, do my thing there, and then bring it back here and still be faster than going to DGB.lol. But if you have time and you want to do it in the background, that might be a good resource. I just learned out that Leonardo also upscales things too. It's going to cost you some credits, but they do upscale some things like this, even if you did it on not their AI, even if you did it with ChatGPT or other places, they will upscale it too. So the fourth tip I want to share with you is how to make straight edges now for things that you upscale. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to zoom in really close, and one of the things that you can see on a design that's not vectorized is sometimes the edges are not very straight, but you're thinking, well, these edges are super straight, they look like vectors, and that's because they are vectors. I didn't vectorize the whole thing. What I did was I outlined the whole thing with a vector. So you can see there, if I zoom in now, these pixels, you can see the pixels, it pixelates, but it's not straight. The reason why this is straight is because this is another vector, this white one right here. So let me go back and I'll show you what I did. So what I did was I just made my own outline for it. So I'll do this one right here so you can see. I'll take out all the edges and show you the main thing. So I'll take out this and this and this, and then what's left is these two. So you can see there's an edge too. I added all those shapes. Those are vectors. So I'm going to take that out, and let me make this white. And you can see all of these vectors I did. I'm going to take those out, and this is the original that I did. And I bet there also is a, yes, I cut it with a curve first. So they look straight because I actually masked it first too. So let me take this out of the curve here. And this is the original. So you can see that. That is what I was trying to avoid. So when you delete the white background in a pixel version, you'll get these edges. And one thing I did was, you can see first I cut it, but then I decided, well, why don't I just do a line on it? So here, let me show you. I'll do it real quick, and you would go around the whole thing, but this is just to show you how you can use vectors on top of these. First, here's your vector line. I would actually draw around the whole thing, but then I would pick the color of it. I don't think anybody's doing these to theirs. So you can see that's too big. I'm going to size down just enough here. So let's go in here. Now this would be the outline, and I would play with it a little bit, you know, move it there, move it there. Now you can see if I did this around the whole thing, I would get a nice straight edge here and here next to it. Now if I moved it more in and maybe even made it bigger or whatever, you can see it kind of covers it up nicely so that you can not see the edges or that pixelated edge. So zoom in, nice straight edge versus the not so nice straight edge. So that's my tip. If you're gonna scale up or upscale some of these pixelated ones, it may look nice from far, but as you zoom in, the edges are kind of what you can do to make it better. Now, you don't have to do these edges. It's the edges that you cropped off the white background with. And you can come in here and, you know, trace over some of these things too. So what I did was, instead of having this, I would just trace over it with my pen tool. Sorry, I have a, let's take away the stroke here. Right? And I can make it bigger to kind of cover up the edge so it doesn't see it, and then just play around with this. So you kind of get the idea of it, but now look how straight that is versus that, right? You don't have these kind of colorful things going on right there. So that's a big tip if you're gonna do it. And I did it with this one, and you can see how nice, like that whole thing now is a vector, right? You got the vector white outline and the vector outline here. And even when I'm zoomed in super close, it looks really nice, like it's a vector, but it's not, because I wanted these colors in here to be really nice. See that nice gradient? If I change that to a vector, it wouldn't look like that. But because it's this raster pixel, you can see some of these nice edges right here that I really wanted to keep. So let me show you another trick that I did for inside of Affinity Designer to kind of cover up the edges. So here's another quick tip that I used to cover up pixelated design. So right here you can see if I zoom in, this one's really pixelated right here. But instead of doing that trick that I did with the outline, which I could have done, I could have come in here and kind of chopped this off or drew another thing. What I did was I added a texture. So now when I do it here, you can see it's all messed up, right? Intentionally. So it doesn't matter. It kind of hides it because everything has that texture. Nothing's really straight because of the texture on it. So one quick tip on here, if you have these texture things and you don't want to have like a jaggedy edge on purpose, you can make all the edges jaggedy by adding a texture on it. And then it kind of covers it up, and nobody will know that that's a upscaled, it's still upscaled design, but the edges are rough on purpose. Tip number 6, last tip for this video. I know it's going a little longer, but I think this will really help you for print on demand, and that is make 2 designs for each one. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm in here, you can see I did Montana on black, which is the one that I'm going to use mostly, but why not do one on white? So this one has a white background, and I could sell these on light products, right? Now, I'm going to say this with caution though, because on Amazon, you can do both and put on both, but places like Redbubble and TeePublic, you could do that, but they don't really like scale design. So use this with caution on some of the other ones. I think Amazon's a great place to kind of do these kind of scaled designs where there's all these and then all these, they all kind of look the same. But what I would say on Redbubble is you do have stickers and tote bags and things like that where you do need a white version anyway. So you can go in there and click replace on your dark version and come in here and use that. So let me show you some of the other ones just real quick. You can see I did it on everything. Dark version, light version, dark version, light version, again for stickers. And sometimes stickers may not even need the light version. I did this one for the sticker. I just like this as the sticker. So you can go in there in Redbubble, replace, and just do this as the sticker. Use this for the tote bags and some of the other things that need to be white. Again, dark version, light version, and last one, a dark version and light version. You might have seen this one. This is actually a February design, but I wanted to show you on this one because of the texture thing. So every one that I do 2 versions, and then that way instead of 31 designs, you actually have 62 designs. And I actually made more than that because remember I showed you each one of these had a dark version and light version. So 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I had 72 designs total. And again, I actually made more than that because some of them ended up being scaled designs like this one where I got multiple ones out of it. So even in a month, you can have almost 100 designs that you create just by having those prompts and just by concentrating on one a day, and you can knock out a bunch. So there you go. Those are my 6 tips and tricks for designing with AI as I've learned in January. Now it's in February now. I'm sure I'm going to learn more tips and tricks, so stay tuned for another video where I show you all my designs for February, as well as new ideas and new things that I come up with as I go along. This is a great learning experience, by the way. If you're not doing it, you don't actually have to do every day for 31 days. Pick and choose the ones you want. Maybe 1 a week is what you can do. Maybe 2 a week is what you can do. Do it according to your pace. There's no rush. I can do more because I've done this more often, but if you want to start off slow and everything, it's whatever pace is good for you. That's what you should be doing. Now, if you want to see how I use ChatGPT with vectorizing, of course, you may not use Vectorizer AI, but you can use another vectorizing tool. Check out this video right here. I'll show you step by step from sticker all the way to t-shirt design. I'm working on one that will take you from pixel or upscale to t-shirt design. Look for that one in the future. Thanks again for watching, and as always guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.